Hello, and welcome to another episode of Sam Tries Reading Smut. Soul of a Witch by Harley Laroux. I did it! I finished all 3 books of the Soul trilogy. Does this mean I get a pizza party from Pizza Hut now? I think so. If you've watched my other 2 reviews of the first 2 books in the series, you will know that the 3rd book's main character is a witch. And her name is Everly. And the demon, or actually should I say archdemon, he's more powerful than the other 2 demons you meet in the other 2 books, is named Cullum. And if you watched my other 2 reviews, you will know the whole series is the same story, but from different characters' perspectives. Everly is the daughter of the head of the cult, and she's actually the illegitimate daughter, too. Intrigue. And for that and many other reasons, she is not treated nicely by her father or her 2 half-siblings, who are very evil. Also, her father lies to her about how powerful she is. Sadly, her mother did commit suicide when she was younger, so her mother's kind of out of the picture and didn't really have the chance to tell her, how much of a powerful witch she is. The reason that dad hasn't told her is, well, you're gonna have to read the book. I feel if I tell you that, I've given too much away. But due to this, she ends up running away from the family. Good for her. And that's how she meets Cullum, because Cullum has lived in her ancestral witch house, which is hidden in the woods for a long time. And he ends up helping her discover how powerful she is. And some other things. Because unlike the 2 other female protagonists in this series, Everly is a virgin. And you find out why Cullum is hanging in the house is because thousands of years ago when he fought the old gods, the thing that's trying to take over the city as a god, and that's kind of why he's here. Anyway, I'm digressing. Is after one of the last battles in hell when they fought one of the gods, Everly appeared to him. And one of the lowest points of his life, he deals with a lot of PTSD from this, and it's a very interesting healing story for him when he meets her. And she was kind of his reason for going on. It's very touching and sweet. Some cool things in this book compared to the other 2 is Everly and Cullum actually go to hell, so you get to go to hell and see hell, and you meet Lucifer, which is really fun. And also there are fae. I love fae! You find out her ancestors made a deal with the fae that surround the forest that the house is in to help protect it. And I just love that. I love that! I'm not gonna really talk too much more about the plot because you should just go watch the other 2 videos to get more on that. It's the same story 3 times. And what was refreshing about this book was the journey to hell, the add of the fae, because I felt the first 2 books, the storyline was super similar and there wasn't much difference. I mean, it was totally different characters and stuff, but you could kind of predict more what was happening. Whereas this book, it was there were some more surprises to it that I didn't get in the second book. I really enjoy reading books that are the same story from other characters' perspectives, but I feel maybe 3 is one too many. Because there's another series, the Troll series I read, did that with the 3rd book. It was very different because that character had gone on a mission separate. You knew she was on the mission in the other books, but you didn't know what was happening while she was on the mission. You just know the start of the mission, the end of the mission. Whereas this is the through storyline each time with some, backstory and, some obviously different things happening. I'm not quite sure how I like that as a trio or trilogy in general. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as I've said in the other 2 videos, you don't have to read these books in order because it is the same storyline and the author even says you don't have to. It doesn't give anything away to read them out of order. I will say I did like this book better than the second book. If I were to rate the series, it'd be the first one, My Soul to Take, then this one, and then My Soul for Revenge. Honestly, I wonder if this would have worked better as one big book. They're each 500 pages, so that would be 1,500 page book. So maybe not, but maybe 2 books with the characters in order, with all the events happening in order from all their different perspectives. I wonder if I would have liked that more than having the same story in 3 different books. That would be an interesting thing. I would maybe recommend tandem reading this. So then the ending isn't spoiled for you, if that makes sense. Because that's what I loved about Her Soul to Take, is I was oh my gosh, how is this gonna end? How is this gonna end? Is she gonna survive? But when you get to the second and 3rd book, you already know how it ends. I would maybe recommend a tandem read. I don't know if anyone has figured that out or not. on the internet, in my humble opinion. If you disagree, let me know what order you would put the books in as your favorite in the comments. One thing that kind of annoyed me though about this book in particular, Harley is 23 and there's a pregnancy trope in here. I know, spoiler, I should have said spoiler. She gets pregnant during this time and that kind of, I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way. It's like she just got away from her family. She's 23 years old. She deserves to go live her life, finish college before she has a kid. You know, I would have been okay like in the epilogue if it was like, oh, you saw them and she had a kid later. But to have her get pregnant during the story, I don't know. It just, it rubbed me the wrong way. And talking about SEX, there are 10 smut scenes. And they're very good. I give it a spicy rating of 5 out of 5. This one was a 5 out of 5. Harley really knows how to rate spice. So just like the other two books, this is very kinky BDSM-y, but it's different than the other two, which I appreciate. It's like different looks of kink in a non-shameful way. And you get a little something different in each book within that world. Overall, I give the story an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Although I will say when you get to whatever third book you're reading, it does kind of become a little bit of a 7 or a 6 because of what I've talked about before, because you already know how it's ending. And part of the cool part about Her Soul to Take is you get that kind of horror Buffy the Vampire Slayer type vibe where you're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? And you kind of miss out on that once you've finished at least one of the books. If you've read one of the books in the series or all of them, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would love to discuss. And until next time, see you later, and I hope to see you on Patreon. Bye! Happy reading!